him from the yard.
This is Don the Diecast Pirate, and today I have for you a Redline restoration of a TNT Bird. One of my Spoilers cars. This will be the second Spoilers car to restore. This one has seen better days. Let's get it up on the turntable and take a look at it. So here it is. I believe it was originally an orange car. I'm not sure that I want to go back to that color. But you know, I think we want to bring this one back to its former glory. I think the glass is going to clean up a little good. I'm not really seeing any cracks or major defects in it. And we'll get it taken apart and see what we're looking at. Alright, so I just got it drilled. Have not taken it apart yet. The bottom, the back post started coming apart on its own. The front has not separated yet. May need to drill just a little more. See what that does for us. There it comes, right apart. Okay. So here we have the base. Those Hong Kong bent axles, bearing axles. There's a little bit of fuzz in there. So yeah, there we go. We'll get the wheels off of that. We'll get this all cleaned up and everything. And next we have the interior and the glass. So here's the glass. Just needs a good clean and polishing. And the interior. And I just realized that this car does not have a steering wheel. So that's unfortunate. Let's see. I have another one here. So originally this car did come with a steering wheel, and we will have to see what we can do about that. Okay. Don't know how they broke the steering wheel out, but anyway. I have some options on that. We'll take a look at that. And here is the body. It's starting to look like it was originally, I don't think it was copper. It may have, no, it's not copper. It was a dark orange. Yeah, I'm not sure what color we're going to go on this. But we'll gotta get this motor off of here and get this stripped down and cleaned up and everything. So let me get that done. Yeah, I don't want to take a chance on breaking these axles, because as of right now, this does roll fairly straight. So I don't want to mess those up. So all right, we'll get everything cleaned up and come back when we're ready to do something else. Alright, so here's the parts out of the ultrasonic cleaner. We'll wipe this glass off and set it aside. I'll probably take it to the sink and give it a good cleaning. Well, it's already had a good clean, but just give it a good rinsing and let it air dry, and then we can come back and dip it in the floor shine. And that glass is going to be perfect. So I'm happy about that. The interior obviously was just dirty, so that came clean. And I have some reproduction of the black steering wheels for the Hong Kong original Redlines. And we'll probably take a look at putting one of those in this car. Okay, so here's the base. Well, it didn't make much of a difference. I was trying to see if it would take this black out, which it did. See, that cleans that right out of there. So now I can put this in the lime away in water and polish it up, and this is going to come back great, and then we can detail that grill back in, and then the tail light. And I think on this one I'm going to use the Testors flat black instead of the Sharpies. And sometimes on those Sharpies I get them on places I don't want to, like on the top of that bumper, so I don't want to take a chance of that. So there's that. The motor, you know, again, I'll probably put that in the lime boiling water as well, and it'll polish up nice. Now this body, so I was hoping that these stickers would come off, and they are. Without being scraped. Just using my finger here. I probably have to give this another go in the ultrasonic cleaner. Because, you know, the Spectra Flame paint that was exposed is wiping right off, and that black might be giving me problems. I may need to go ahead and put this in the Awesome Sauce. One thing about that aircraft paint stripper that I use is it gives it a dull finish. So if I have to strip a car that I've already painted, when it, and let's say I polished it and it's polished up really nice, and I paint it and the paint doesn't come out okay, then when I put it in the aircraft paint stripper to strip that paint off, it comes out with a dull finish and I have to polish it again. So, I mean, that'll work, but I think we're going to run this through. I think we're going to go ahead and take this to the sink and clean up as much of this as we can, and then we'll run it through the ultrasonic cleaner again, because I have some other parts that I'm running through there anyway. Alright, so we're back with this cleaned up TNT Bird. The glass cleaned up beautifully. That'll shine really nice. Got the motor cleaned up. We're still going to throw this in the lime boiling water along with the base. Got the tail light cleaned up, got the grill cleaned up, everything. And then the body. So here it is, minus like 99.9% of the paint. Now on this roof, this stuff just didn't want to come off, and I end up taking this dental pick, and now that I'm looking at it in this light, I'm seeing there's still some tiny bits around on there. But what I did on this roof is, instead of using the pointy part, I used the back side of this bend and just rubbed it gently, and it ended up just like that, without being abrasive, not putting in any scratches, just rubbing this across there. Took that paint off. Rounded file. This is like my go-to file that I use for almost everything. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me show you on this camera. Where one side of it is slightly curved, and that slightly curved side is really what I use this for. Alright, we'll get this polished up and see what we're looking at. I'm looking at just a little bit more right there. And it's almost like, oh, we'll get this polished up and see what we're looking at. And I just remembered that this car gets a black roof, so we need to get this polished and painted and get the black roof on it. We'll get the base and laminated water in the motor and then polish those up too. So, alright. Okay, so back with the TNT Bird. I got this through the lime away in water and cleaned it up with soap and water, and same with the engine. And we're going to get this, let's go ahead and get these wheels cut off of here before we polish this base, right? This is actually rolling pretty good, but this driver's side front tire doesn't roll, and I think I'm going to want to go ahead and get the new tires on and then see if we need to straighten the axles any. Sometimes these bearing wheel axles, no matter what you do, they're not going to be perfect, so it might already be as good as it needs to be, or it can be anyway. So let's just get these cut off of here. Because I don't want to take a chance on ruining one of these bearings. There we go. Let's see. One more. All four. There we go. I really need a chair that doesn't squeak. So, okay, well, we'll get this polished up and get this ready for paint. And I'll probably do a time lapse of the polishing and then get everything cleaned up and come back when we're ready for paint. Alright, so here it is. Would have liked to have seen it polished up a little better, but I really decided to go with this car because I'm interested to see how this copper paint from Bright Vision compares to the original copper paint. I do have this original copper Beatnik Bandit US car. I also have a copper Hong Kong car coming that I bought on eBay yesterday. So once that gets here, then we'll do a side-by-side comparison. I was also talking to a new friend the other day, and he was talking about, we were talking about different things in painting and whatnot, and I got a noisy cat. He was telling me to go with light coats. So normally when I would spray these structure flame paints, you want to go with a light, a medium, and then a heavy coat. In this case, light coat, light coat, light coat, light coat. I think we're probably going to do like 5 light coats, and we'll see how that works for us. So I'll get it mixed up and then we'll get started. Okay, so we got this out of paint. I had a little bit of a mess up here where some black got through the tape on the back, but I have these decals for the TNT birds, and we're going to put some of these on here. And I haven't looked back at the beginning of the video. I think there was a number 5 on the side, but I'm not sure, but that's what I'm planning on putting on there, is that number 5. So we'll get to those here in a little bit. In the meantime, here's the base, all shined up perfectly. And I had the thought of using like the tester's paints on here. I had the flat black, which I should be able to get into the grill, but I'm almost hesitant. And we probably will go over that taillight again with the red Sharpie. I wish I could get into that grill with a black Sharpie and not get it on the bumper. I'm just not going to be able to do that. There's that tail light. So in the meantime, I have these deep dish wheels from Bright Vision wheels. We'll go ahead and get these on here, but I also have some Renaissance wax to put on this, but I want to get that grill colored first in the flat black. Now the main thing is, like, Testers is oil based, and the to me is water based, so it'll dry faster. Let's pick a brush I think might work good. That one's a little big. Let me see if I can find a smaller brush, because I had a thought. I think this one will work. It already has black pigment on it, and that is wow. I was looking at pictures of the TNT birds online. To remember what decals they were. There's something for the numbers, or no, maybe it was a Redline for the valve top. That's what it was. Anyway, so some of them, the entire grill was black, like this one was, and some of them, that symbol in the center was left chrome, polished. So I'm wondering if that might be a good idea for this. If I can lay this black in there very carefully. There, I think that looks better. I think that's more true to the original. Not just the outside edge, but all the way around it. So yeah. Alright, let me get this paintbrush cleaned out, get some stuff moved around, and we'll let this dry before we put the Renaissance wax on it. And then once that's on there, get the wheels on, get the decals on, and then we'll come back for the reveal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present to you my TNT Bird, my Spoilers edition. Restored in Bright Vision copper. It's a little dark, and we'll talk about that once we get it up on the turntable, because I seem to remember something after I painted it, and we'll get into that. Let's get it up on the turntable and take a look at it. So here it is. I believe it was originally an orange car. I'm not sure that I want to go back to that color, but you know, I think we want to bring this one back to its former glory. I think the glass is going to clean up a little good. I'm not really seeing any cracks or major defects in it. And we'll get it taken apart and see what we're looking at. Let's come back to where we are now. So I seem to remember when I was reading about the Bright Vision paints that you're supposed to reduce them. And I did not reduce the paint on this one. So the next one that I use this copper on, I will reduce it. That being said, so what all did we do to this? We took it apart, cleaned it up, polished the body, came back with that copper Spectra Flame paint from Bright Vision, and it was really kind of spraying too thick out of my airbrush, but I started and I finished. I was like, I'm not going to strip it and start over, because basically I was doing 2 cars at a time, and I really needed to get this car painted so we'd have a video this week. This is what it comes down to. So we polished the base and the body and the motor, and we came back with the Tamiya flat black on that grill, and that Thunderbird emblem in the grill is just beautiful, showing through. And we went around with the red Sharpie on the back for the tail light, and that just looks so good. And I'm happy that I made the mistake of going too far on the outside and finished it, and it's perfect. And I think that's the way it's supposed to be, actually. So we cleaned the windows, cleaned the interior, dipped the windows in the floor shine, and you'll notice a little dark spot in the back of the window. That's actually molded into the original plastic. This is the original glass to the car, so it came that way from the factory. And we got the reproduction decals from Second Chance Redlines, and they just look so good on here. It really sets it off. You know, I thought this car was really looking good before I put the decals on, and I wasn't sure, but I knew I was going to, because most of these came this way with the stripes on them and everything, I believe. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments below. Because, you know, I don't look this stuff up on the wiki. You know what? This is a community. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about things. Let's not just have me tell you what's what. You know, there's a bunch of you out there that know a lot more about these red lines than I do, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. So, anyway, so remember that steering wheel was broken off of the interior, and I did go back with a drill bit and drill a tiny hole in that dashboard, and I put one of those reproduction steering wheels for the Hong Kong Sweet 16s from eBay in there. And now let's take a look at the base. So there it is. It's all shined up. Beautiful. I put the Renaissance wax on it, so it's going to keep that shine. I also put it on the engine. And we got the beautiful Redline wheels from Bright Vision. And this car is just like, hey, dude, let's go. Let's roll. I'm ready to roll, man. So, yeah, that's it. So, hey, got... I don't know if you can see it in the background here. I got stickers now, guys. If you want a sticker, really, I'd say go. I'll give you a sticker for free if you support me on Patreon. We'll do that. If you want a sticker, send me an email. If I don't have your address, I'll get it from you. We'll work something out. You know, if you think what I do here is good enough to deserve your support, I'd love to have you support me on Patreon. I'm not going to beg you guys. I'm just putting that out there for you. So I'm also on Instagram, and I started doing some new things this week. So if you haven't followed me over there, go follow me over there. I'm doing daily like reels where I'm throwing random cars up on the turntable and doing little short videos of them on there. And I started pulling out random red lines and just taking pictures and posting them too. So, I have a lot of cars. I was doing the what's in the case before, and it was really just getting to be too much trying to edit all those videos and everything and get them out every week, and it was just too much. So, and this week's been kind of hard doing two builds. We have the 3 Blind Mice Invitational, the Painted Pink Challenge for Breast Cancer Awareness, coming out tomorrow. So be sure to look for that. And then next week we'll do the next Subscriber's Choice build. And I do need to pull that gasser back out and repaint it. So I got some great stuff, great information on what I can do with that. Because I'm really trying to get to where I can polish the cars and paint them with those candy paints and get the perfect finish. Maybe not totally perfect, but I want that shine. If I showed you, there's 2 cars that I painted with Spectra Flame paints, and I set them next to each other, and talking about red lines, and one of them I used the base coat on, and one of them I was able to shine. And the shined cars just they look so much better. The shined cars look like candy, and the ones with the base coat, they're not as shiny looking. Okay, and that's the difference. And I know I can't do that with every car, and I'm okay with that, but I also have the setup to do zinc plating. So we'll probably start trying to do that, zinc plating, zinc polishing, and with some of these cars, and see if we can get that done. I don't know, because I haven't done it yet. I don't know how long the process is, but I am going to be working on that. Also, the 5th of next month is the Pontiac build for Diecast International Builders. In December is the holiday themed build, so join us for that, will you? If you have a YouTube channel, let us know so we can come watch the videos, and we'll put you in our recap video as well. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, you can just send pictures to us, and my email will be in the description below, so yeah, you can send it to there. And if you just want to jot it down right now, it's diecastpirate@gmail.com. I'm really, really loving what we're doing here and everything, and the subscriber change this week is, I'm like blowing my mind. And honestly, I don't know if it's really that much, but like, put it this way, like every week I gain like maybe 1 or 2 subscribers. In the last week, over 20. I've gained over 40 subscribers in the last 28 days. I'm hoping we can get to 500. I recently found out that when I get to 500 subscribers, I can post community content in the community tab. So once we do that, we're going to do away with the vote in the video for the subscriber's choice, and I'll just put up a poll if I'm able to do that then. I'm hoping I can. And that way you guys can vote for the car you want, and then you can see the results after you click on it of how many people voted. So I'm really looking forward to that. Next year we're going to change up the subscriber's choice a little bit, starting in January. So I'm going to give away all the cars from this year in January, the way I said, and then moving forward, starting in January, if you support me on Patreon, then you'll be eligible to win one of my cars once a month. So I think that's a really cool idea. Tell me what you think in the comments. You know, is that a good idea, or you know, do you think it's pushing too much? Because I'm really not in this for the money. I'm just trying to support the hobby a little bit. You know, that's all it is. So enough said about that. I just noticed a paint bottle back there, but I'm being distracted. Anyway. So yeah, that's it. We got Subscriber's Choice next week, as I said, and then I'm working on another car that's going to be like a bonus build. But then we're going to get back into the Sweet 16s. I have so many cars to work on. It's not even funny. And here's just an example. Okay. Yeah, let me crank this light up a little bit here. Okay. So we'll set that car right there. Heavyweights. I have heavyweights stuff. You know, I've got stuff to restore these and do different things with them. I'm working on, once the subscriber's choice is caught up and we're only building one a month instead of every 2 weeks or so, working some of this other stuff in. I want to keep doing the Sweet 16s and the spoilers, obviously, but I want to start working some of these other cars in as well. So listen, you know, I'm rambling on too long. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I love all the likes. So keep doing that for me when you watch the video. Click that like button in the comments. You know, I love your comments. You know, tell me what you think. You know, my video is good. Could I do a little different? You know, I'm just doing what I think makes me happy, and hopefully what you guys want to see. So that's where we're at with that. And ring that bell for notifications. Also, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and we'll leave it at that. As always, this is Don the Diecast Pirate, and I'll see you next time.